Hey, so what's good, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. So on this one, I want to speak about the fact that babies are blessings. And now, by me saying this, I want to stress the fact that it's blessings that come from God, that man has no part of that. You know, fair enough, it's man that engages in the sexual act and all that. But either way, it's God who decides whether that union will be fruitful or not. You know, it's God who decides. And furthermore, it's God who has a plan. The Bible tells us that He says, I knew you before you were even formed in your mother's womb. I knew you. Yeah, so there we see that it's part of God's plan. And His plans are so intricate that He knows exactly why He chose those parents with that upbringing in that culture, in that country, even with the language that you brought up speaking or knowing. All that is for a reason. And yeah, so we shouldn't take anything lightly in that regard. And in either way, these blessings, these children now are blessings, and it's all for God's glory. And then we sometimes hear cases of, like, just terrible parenting, whereby maybe the father crossed boundaries, and now was having sexual relations with his daughter, the child. And maybe the mother, on the other hand, just like closed her eyes to this, didn't want to take responsibility and protect their child and go against the father or what have you. But either way, like, this is an example of really bad parenting that I mentioned here. And then I say this to say that, so bad people are also able to be blessed with babies, with kids. So it doesn't mean if somebody does not have children that they are a bad person, bad people. So another thing I just want to add also is that, yeah, like in that situation that I just mentioned, probably it's that the enemy stepped in and he's trying to stop or fighting against God's plan for that child. That's why He allowed the child to experience those situations of abuse and what have you. But okay, that's fine. But also, while I'm on the topic, I just wanna mention that a lot of the time you find people having babies and they never even fully matured. They never even have that, that understanding of what it is to be a parent and to bring up a child. They're not even aware of the responsibility, this great dear responsibility that is now, placed on them, because God has you, He entrusts a child to you as a parent, and it's for you to bring this child up with godly values, in the fear of the Lord, in understanding who God is, basically. That is your responsibility as a parent, So there's that also. And then you find, yeah, many are having babies for just egotistical reasons and selfish reasons, and then they neglecting the kids, after. Yeah, so that's the sad part. But then I also want to mention that, as parents, those kids don't belong to you. Those kids belong to God. God just entrusted them to you for a time. And once they're of age, then they're responsible for their own lives, but they will always belong to God, and then even more to themselves than they'll ever belong to you as the parent. So yeah, some parents need to know this, because the way they treat children, as if like you belong to them and they can ill treat you, or do whatever they like with you, because they birthed you basically. So yeah, so there's that also I wanted to say. And then yeah, so basically this is just that kids are a blessing, and it's God who decides whether that union, like when you engage in the sexual act, will be fruitful, that the kids belong to him, and that it's all part of his plan basically. And there's no need to shame anyone whether they have kids or not, because at the end of the day, it is partly your right, your human right, and to have or not to have. But either way, it ends at God. The choice, it ends at God, because there's many times you can engage in the sexual act and you can find that, no, I'm not going to bless this union at this time for this reason. It's not part of my plan right now. So there's that. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I hope you find some value from this one, and just reminded that yeah, kids are a blessing and we should see them as such. You can let me know your thoughts on this topic. But either way, this has been me finding my higher voice, your girl, Natasha Nisha, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.